Hello everybody, this is JCTheSniper coming to you with another gun review, and this time I've got for review the Ruger Bearcat 22 single action revolver. It's a good little revolver. First of all, philosophy of use for this particular gun I would say is a plinking gun or a range gun. Nothing more than that. Not going to see any use in a tactical situation because it is a 22 and it's a revolver. It's slow to load, small bullet, slow to fire. Not a tactical gun, but it is an excellent plinking gun. So that's the philosophy of use we'll be discussing it in today. First of all, reliability. Reliability with this gun is excellent. I personally have put thousands of rounds through this revolver, and it's just kept chugging along. This revolver was my father's before it was mine, and before him it was my grandfather's. So this has some pretty good history in our family, and been shot through 3 generations, still running. You can see there's a little bit of wear here and here, a little bit along there. That's mostly from holstering. You know, that's just going to wear on it a little bit. But overall, not much wear at all. I don't know if you can see, but the hammer surface is still, you know, not pitted or anything. Still pretty shiny and good. Little tiny bit of pitting, but not much. It's all in good condition. Barrel's clean. Of course, this has been safety checked. It is empty. So, good reliability. Excellent reliability. Accuracy with this gun is also excellent. I shoot with this gun standing from 15 yards. I can shoot about 1-inch groups with this particular pistol. I may show you a target later in a later video, or maybe some shooting. But anyway, suffice it to say, this is a very accurate gun. It has a front blade and rear groove sight. Non-contrasting metal, and there's no dots on it, so it's a little bit more difficult to see in low light conditions. But for a plinking gun, that's not necessarily an issue because you're not going to be, you know, trying to use this in the dark, theoretically. To load, you're going to half cock it, flip this open, and then you can spin the chambers and load each chamber individually. So it's a little bit slower to load than a revolver where the cylinder swings out, but it's not too bad, and since it's not a tactical firearm, that's not an issue. Field stripping, takedown, also fairly simple. Half cock the hammer, open the loading gate, then you depress this button here, and when you push the button, you pull this rod out, and it slides out the front of the revolver, and then the cylinder rotates out. So there's a field stripped firearm. Very simple to do, very easy. Anyone can do that. No tricks there. So put it back together, pop it back in, slide the rod back in. First I'm going to show you this rod. One thing I did do with this pistol is I sanded this rod down a little bit. You can see here where I've sanded it, where it's shiny. It was a little bit sticky in the cylinder, and I cleaned both the cylinder and the rod. It was still sticking, so I ended up sanding it with some real fine grit sandpaper. That took care of my problem. I don't know if other models of this are the same, but this one was, so I fixed it. Accuracy is also helped by this trigger, which I think is excellent. Single action, of course, so you have only a single action pull, so there's no take up at all. Very sensitive trigger. You can see here, there it goes. Barely have to move it, and it lets go. Same every time. Very reliable. So I like the trigger. I've never done anything to it, and it's a stock trigger, but it's excellent the way it is. Very good single action take up. No issues with that trigger. So good trigger helps the accuracy a lot, and once again, you know, I can shoot 1-inch groups with this. Unloading, after you've fired, you're going to do the same thing, and then you're going to push this little slider here, which forces the rod out the back of the chamber and ejects the round. So that's how you eject the spent rounds from the chamber. Ergonomics are good. It is a small revolver, so if you have large hands, you're going to have a little bit harder time gripping that, just because it's small. And there's no checkering of any sort on this. Here you can see there's no checkering up here either, which I generally tend to like. But because of the size, you can wrap your hand around that really good. Basically, I put 2 fingers on the grip and then I wrap my pinky underneath for a little bit more support. Then you can lock in with your other hand. So, you know, small gun, but still I think comfortable in the hand. I don't have a problem gripping it. The hammer spur is designed quite well. It does have some stippling along it. I don't know if the camera will focus, but there is some jimping or stippling along that upper edge here of the hammer spur, and it's fairly tractionable, and it's in a good place to let you pull it and release it if you need to without having to shift your grip much, as you can see. Trigger is in a good, decent place as well, and the trigger guard is well designed. I don't find myself rubbing on the trigger guard. So overall, I think the ergonomics are good of this firearm. You can also flip that out. I mean, you can basically operate this with one hand, except for the loading. So, good little design. I like it. And of course, field stripping's easy, as I showed you, or takedown, I guess. So it's a good little pistol. If you're looking for a firearm to teach your young children to shoot a pistol, or you're looking for, you know, something to teach your wife who maybe, you know, hasn't done a lot of shooting and you want her to carry a pistol, this would probably be a good starter gun for that. You know, it's a .22, not going to scare anybody, single action, so there's no chance of, you know, freaking out and popping off a couple rounds. It's the same every time, so this is a good gun to learn on. Just because it's easy and it's not going to freak anybody out. So children and, you know, adults who maybe haven't shot much, good pistol for that. Also just a good gun if you want to just go out to the range and, you know, have fun with a .22 and fling thousands of rounds downrange. And, you know, this thing will eat Remington Golden Bullet all day. That's what I feed it mostly, and I've never had any trouble with it because, of course, it's single action, so you're cycling it yourself. So you don't have any trouble with, you know, the round not being enough power to cycle the, you know, the slide or the bolt, and it doesn't, you know, it just doesn't cause any problems in there, so I don't have a problem with that. Good pistol. Yeah, that's about it. Good little pistol. I think you can, they stopped making them for a while now, but I believe they're back on production. I think they're called the new Bearcat now, maybe, but it's back in production, I believe, and I think you can get one of these for around $400, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. Don't quote me on the price, but it's a good price for an extremely reliable, good .22 plinking revolver. So I would recommend this gun. And this is JCTheSniper with the review of the Ruger Bearcat revolver. Signing off.